Hey everybody, welcome to LittleNerdyAX, and this is another episode of Review Friends.
Woo!
We just saw Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yes, girl.
Let's talk about it.
Yes.
So, let's introduce our guest. Starting over here with...
I'll go quick this time. My name is Aaron, aka Julie's Purples, aka DJ Gold Plated. Music and shit coming in 3 years and then again in 4 years. Just look out for me, okay?
Yes.
And we're joined again with another familiar face.
My name is Rue, aka El Presidente, aka 009, aka
What is
El
the
Carlos.
aliases?
Aside
Good damn.
We'll soon have a Nerf.
Yes, Nerf
But back to
War.
you guys.
Okay. And then of course you guys are familiar with our review fan favorite.
Edward.
Eddie from the Edward. Hello, guys. Welcome back.
Yes. And
So-
then, you know us.
Of course, Zayla.
Mars.
Boom. Okay, so let's get right into this movie.
Yes.
I am actually going to start talking first.
Okay.
I
Get in there, bro.
Like or whatever.
Switch the format up.
Non-spoilers and then spoilers later.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, so there's a spoiler.
We're so excited. We just like.
We're so excited for this film. You know the format. Basically, like she said,
Yeah.
non-spoiler. There'll be a spoiler version. Watch the top left corner, and we go. So, Spider-Man Homecoming is a great movie. It is phenomenal.
Great.
Good job, Marvel.
So good.
You know,
Marvel out here
I
killing
call them Marvel.
Good job, Marvel.
Good job, Marvel. We saw the bootleg version, but no, it's a really fun film. I highly
So
recommend
good.
it to families. Like you guys check it out. Like the story's engaging.
Yep.
It's funny.
Yeah.
So
I think
good.
someone I ran into said the film is kind of like PG-13, so it's kind of iffy for younger audiences. But I think it's actually good enough.
Yeah,
There
for
actually
sure.
is
Yeah.
there's no blood.
Yeah.
I
I mean, if your 6-year-olds are playing like
interesting.
Call of Duty and stuff, they're gonna be fine.
Like it's actually a really good family film
Yeah,
in general.
really good.
And what I think I could probably now, but this film because it takes place like this isn't an origin story or whatever, which is
good. It's
good.
Yeah,
It's
which
good.
is-
They handled it really
yes,
well.
yeah, but because of that, for those of you who don't know who Spider-Man is, bless you for living under a rock. The story is so
Dumb as
contained
shit.
in a way, but it is highly encouraged. You see other films, including the Avengers, Captain America: Civil War, to get the full experience. But without it, I think you could just kind of jump into the film and enjoy it. Enjoy Peter Parker, portrayed by Tom Holland, the only name I'm going to get right in this.
And Zendaya.
Well, it's been said who was not Peter Parker but Mary Jane.
Yeah.
I would overall rate this film a 4 out of 5. It's a great film. You guys should definitely check it out.
5.
Yeah.
Well, we get into that. We gonna fight. No, we're not gonna fight.
Okay. So, who wants to go next?
I'll go. Okay, I'll go. Right, because you guys know you gotta start it off right over here, okay? I'm on the right side, not like technically like started correctly, like right. I'm on the right. Anyway.
He's on the left side of the screen, doesn't know it.
My right hand is right here. What? Anyway, don't fast forward me like you did last time.
Get that little chest bop.
I love this movie, man. It's super good. Fucking DC sucks. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Not
that's about to be
Not even Sony sucks. Sony.
A big part of this.
They gave the rights up so they can get it right, and they just took the
Does
money.
Sony
Anyway,
own Spider-Man?
yes,
What? How? When? Where? What? How?
that's every Spider-Man movie prior to this has been Sony,
Yeah.
which is why
This is the first time Marvel's had Sony.
So I think the way the cut was the deal was Sony said we'll let you make the movie Marvel. You guys keep all the merchandising. We get the ticket sales.
How you gonna tell me? How you gonna tell me I'm
It was a-
Marvel? How you gonna tell me I can make my own
It
thing?
was a previous agreement before
Marvel out here
was
making
made.
fools.
It's
Being
before
fools.
Marvel had a movie studio.
Yes, exactly.
15 years
So
ago.
yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
15 years ago.
Yep.
Wow. I'm sorry. I got real.
What were you saying about your?
I'm sorry. Please
Anyway,
forgive me.
I love this movie.
Yeah.
I think it's the perfect balance of funny. It's the perfect balance of like there's just the right amount of like Peter Parker gives a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he really wants to be incredible, you know? So yeah, I love the movie. I personally, the only flaw that I can think of
We'll talk about. We'll bring it up later. Continue.
No.
So how do you feel about the film?
I love it, man. 5 out of 5, man. Go see it. Take your
Yeah.
kids. Take your wife.
See it multiple times.
Yeah, I love it. Spoiler review.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright, so for the first time for a Spider-Man film,
Mm-hmm.
it's been done the right way.
Ooh.
With that being said, it's playful. You have Tom Holland who's portraying a character where you have an innocence where he's just become a hero and he's trying to still build his character as a whole, so you can still see that innocence that's there.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't perfect. So there was definitely like his whole flaws, but he still made up for it, and it was a killer movie.
Yeah.
Definitely would recommend.
Definitely. We already got your review. I also am what's your star review?
Star review, I'd say 5 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely in comparison to the previous films by Spider-Man. Yeah.
Also, shout out to the whole cast looking like they're actually in high school.
Yes, for real.
Oh,
for real.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like
For real.
30-year-olds from the, I'm 16.
Yeah. Right? Like him shaving?
Yeah.
I love this movie. I think I only saw the first previous, like, what's his name? Tobey Maguire? I think I only saw the
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
one.
Spider-Man
Maybe part of the
one.
second. Yeah.
Which is
But this one I
nice
felt
movie.
blew all of the other Spider-Mans out of the water. I don't even need to see any of the rest of them because I was
Sorry, Spectacular.
you know,
Sorry.
look,
Sorry.
real talk, so good, so well done. Like, it made me want to read the comics, and I never disliked Spider-Man, but I wasn't like a Spider-Man stan really. But it made me want to read the comics. I'm like, if this is his personality, I was like, I would hang out with Spider-Man. Like, I would hang out with Spider-Man. Like, low key, be my friend. So I would give it a 5 out of 5. Definitely go see it. I want to see it again. I'm not somebody who sees movies more than once typically, but I would probably go see this again, and I would own it. And I am looking forward. I know,
Okay.
strong words.
Is this your favorite Marvel movie ever?
I
Too
don't.
much pressure on her. I don't know
You
if she can
know,
answer that. I don't know if she can answer that.
Marvel's out here killing it. I'm very impressed with Marvel. Is very inspiring to me right now. It's like I low-key kind of want to work for Marvel, even though I've not been part of their world at all.
Please
But
check her resume at
Just throwing it
Ashton
out there.
you know, but their storytelling it just gets better with every movie. I
Yeah.
feel they streamline it more and more, and I don't really have anything story-wise to say that they need
Yeah, I know
to
how
do
she is
better.
about story.
And you know how I am about story. I will tear it up if I need to. I felt like everything was in place. The storytelling was really beautiful. The only thing is I would have liked to see more Mary Jane because that character was so hilarious to me. But I'm excited to see what they do in the next movies. And I hope they have a lot more of these Spider-Man movies. And I loved all the acting. So 5 out of 5 for me.
Boom.
This was very, very enjoyable, very entertaining movie for me. You know, it had all of the classic elements of what I consider a good Spider-Man film where, I mean, I think I enjoyed the previous Spider-Man films, not all of them, but a few of them. I think my personal favorite would have to be Spider-Man 2 from the Maguire-Raimi franchise. But to me, this movie nailed it on so many levels, but it had, like, Peter Parker struggling in both his personal high school life and with his superhero responsibilities, that back and forth, which I always thought worked well in the other previous Spider-Man films, and it definitely worked in this one. Like the other Spider-Man films, I always enjoy the villain's performance. Well, not every villain, but most of the villains I really, really like, and Vulture ranks right up there, and outstanding job, Michael Keaton, and everybody did a great job in the movie. But you know, I love the look of the Vulture, his powers, his abilities, or his suit, whatever you want to call it. I also loved the little and not so little tie-ins to the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's got me very pumped and excited and intrigued as to what Spider-Man's role is going to be in Marvel moving forward. So and I would say, you know, I guess this may come as a shock to all of you, but I think I would give it a 4 out of 5. I really, really liked it, but I didn't love it. I wasn't gushing over it. I still really, really liked it. But honestly, I would have to say 4 out of 5. You know, there were some things I liked about it, and there were a few things that made me kind of tilt my head for a few seconds, but then I got over it. But definitely 4 out of 5, and I'll probably see this at least one more time on the big screen. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, 4 out of 5. Highly recommended. I think Marvel fans, Spider-Man fans will enjoy this movie.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Ultimate Spider.
So I think that pretty much, like, overall, I think we all pretty much gave it, 5, 5, 4, 5, 4. It's a good movie. You guys should go see it. Again, it's good for families. I know it's rated PG-13. I think that younger kids can also appreciate it. That's a concern
There's no
for you.
sexual stuff.
There's no sexual stuff at all. And
There's no blood.
There's no blood. So
The violence is not offensive.
And honestly, the language, was there any profanity?
I can't think of
I can't
any.
remember. So I
I
mean,
don't
honestly,
think so.
it isn't really good. I'm not quite sure what pushed it over into
Maybe it was the action.
P13. Oh,
They
there
get
was.
one. Like in every movie, it's like, what was it, like Get Shorty or something, where it's like you get, no, it's Be Cool, where it's like you get one where it's like.
So there was somewhere in here there was something that
Yeah,
knocked it over.
also-
I don't remember.
It was
Yeah.
like it might have been in the F categories for that part.
Oh.
Okay.
Same thing with that.
But yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
overall, I think we're all pretty much touched this movie. We highly recommend you go see it.
Yeah.
So with that said, let's go into our spoiler section.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spiderman
Yes.
does
Spoiler
whatever
alert.
Spider-Man does.
Yes.
Spider-Man.
Wait, did Ruben is so quiet.
That's just
like-
nasty. That's just nasty stuff on the ceiling. Keep us self-contained. Okay, so spoiler section. So for this section, we're gonna do a very brief overview of the plot, and then we're all gonna talk about what we one thing that we liked or disliked about the film. Okay, so you want to take?
I
it?
forgot that the plot was part of this situation.
Simple,
So
actually.
basically, is it simple though?
Yes.
It's basically Spider-Man has had his first taste of being part of the Avengers, and he's really wanting to be part of the Avengers. But he sort of has to deal with his high school life. Obviously, Tony Stark is like, I'm not putting a 15-year-old in the Avengers right away, you know. And in the midst of that, him trying to be part of the Avengers, a villain arises who is taking kind of alien tech and making superpowered weapons. And so it falls on Spider-Man to kind of take care of this because his point man, which is Happy, who's Tony Stark's assistant, I guess.
A bodyguard.
Somebody, driver, whatever.
Driver.
Is and Tony Stark himself are not really taking Peter seriously when he's saying they're doing these weapons. So he takes it upon himself. But also he has that youthful bravado and that I can do this. I don't know why they're treating me like a kid.
I gotta
'Cause
prove
it's-
myself.
He got to prove it. He wants to prove himself that he can be part of the Avengers.
Yes.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it, right?
It's pretty much it. And of course, like with every super film, he defeats the villain, and everybody's happy, and life. Is,
And he gets what the goal. The goal, he gets it at the end, and he does something different. Which we're spoilers now. His goal kind of is to be part of the Avengers and to prove that he can be the Avengers. And at the end of the movie, because he saved, the most important stuff from Stark Enterprises or whatever it's called, like including the Iron Man suit from being stolen by the Vulture. Tony Stark is like, you can be part of the Avengers. We got a special fancy new suit for you, because he took away the suit at one point because Peter's out here doing what he's not supposed to do. He's not listening to what he was supposed to do. But and then he decides to kind of stay your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and kind of be a kid, sort of, kind of do his high school life a little bit before he jumps into the Avengers. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a good summary.
I think you just respected the fact that he had to level up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a really nice character change.
Yeah.
He goes from thinking that he's like, I can do
He's
this,
already
I'm
there.
ready, to realizing he's like, even though I did save the day, I do feel like I need to kind of...
I need to get a grip on my life before I
Yeah.
can actually move forward.
Yeah.
It's
So-
like he actually did learn something.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So Mars, what did you really appreciate about the film? What was one of your favorite things? about
That's
the film?
really hard because I actually really enjoyed it all the way through. I was laughing a lot, and I really was charmed by the characters. I was charmed by Peter and Mary Jane, who was not in it as much as the trailers will lead you to believe. But I probably, from a standpoint, I don't have anything negative to say, so I just enjoyed the storytelling. So I'm going to say I really enjoyed the performances a lot, because the story was, I don't have anything to say about the story. I liked so much the story that I can't pick a specific thing that I really enjoyed. So I felt like Tom Holland was a really convincing teenager to me. And he but he didn't overdo it. He didn't feel like, oh, you're doing way too much, bro. I know you're 21, but you're doing way too much. He just felt really natural and organic, and so did Zendaya, who I'm really excited to see what they do with that Mary Jane, because I'm like, I am really into this Mary Jane. Her character is really funny. I was like, I would love to have more Mary Jane. Anyway, let me stop rambling. I liked the performances a lot, and the whole story was really good.
Is there anything that you disliked?
I would have liked to see more Mary Jane, for sure. I thought that she was going to be a more important part of this, but I understand they're probably just setting her up for the future.
Yeah,
he actually had a different love interest, who was the villain's daughter, which I caught in the first, third of the movie probably.
Yeah.
I caught
Really?
that.
Smart.
I was like, this is that's his daughter. When I saw her big ass house, I was like, oh, that's. And then I heard him talking about he's can't whatever he can't back out now. I was like, that's his daughter. I don't know why. I was like, that would be the connection that I would make. That's how I would write the story. So Marvel is out here killing it. Like they're really inspiring me. So I didn't really dislike anything. I would have liked to see more Mary Jane, but it wasn't a problem. Was there anything? It was a touch long, but I was entertained throughout the whole thing. But it did feel a little bit long.
Okay.
Anyway, I rambled a lot.
Eddie, what about you? Likes and dislikes?
Oh, I'd have to say one of the highlights for me, personally, I really liked the opening scene where they immediately establish why Adrian Toomes, Michael Keaton's character, becomes the Vulture, or how
I didn't say that. Can you explain why he becomes the Vulture?
Oh yeah, it's a really interesting reason, because it was one of those deals where it's like, after something so massive and destructive, and in this case, the very first battle from the first Avengers movie, because that's what the opening scene was the aftermath of what happened in New York. He was part of this cleanup salvage crew, and basically they were going to make their money off of salvaging all of this material, Earth and non-Earth-like alike, and that's how he was going to make his money, because he was like some part of construction crew. And then somebody comes along who I believe might have been S.H.I.E.L.D. at the time. I think that group of people was most likely S.H.I.E.L.D., even though they don't say it. I think they were S.H.I.E.L.D., or at least from the government. They're like, no, we're going to take over salvage operations. And then you feel sorry for him, because he's like, yeah, but I just bought a bunch of trucks that was really expensive, and I have all these guys on my crew who have families. I have a family. We got people to feed. We need this work. We need this job. No, sorry, you're going to have to go away.
Yeah.
And then that basically pushes him down this darker path, and I love how he even says it out loud. He's like, world's changing, boys. Time we change with it. And then that's what leads him to becoming the Vulture. And another thing that I liked about one of the highlights was the relationship between Vulture and, I'm going to call him Shocker, but because I didn't catch his real name, but the guy who became Shocker.
Second Shocker.
The second Shocker.
The first Shocker gets
And
killed.
He didn't last long.
And one of the things I liked about their relationship was that Vulture had true loyalty to his fellow bad guys, because there are plenty of other superhero films, Marvel and DC alike, where villains have teamed up either throughout the entire film or part of the film, and one betrays the other, or something like that. This movie, he stays loyal to a fault up until the very end, and I really kind of admired that. I'm like, because there's a scene, which is probably my favorite scene in the film, on the ferry during the ferry attack, is when he even calls down to him. He's like, "Get to the upper level. We're getting out of here," and then Shocker makes the awesome jump where he jumps on his back and they both fly away. I'm like,
because what you expect is that he would have just left him
exactly.
behind.
I was half expecting him to say, "Screw you, man. Forget you."
I appreciated that a lot.
Yeah, me too. And
sure.
so I definitely enjoyed that. That's one of the highlights from the film for me. Oh God! And then Ned, Ned cracked me up.
Ned is hilarious.
Ned was a
Ned's
combination.
Peter Parker's best friend.
Ned was a combination. Yeah, I'm sorry. Ned is Peter Parker's best friend, who is really the only person up until the final scene where Aunt May walks in on him, finds out that he's Spider-Man. And what I love about him is he was a combination of both a sidekick and a fanboy geeking out at every possible moment he could, because most of the movie he keeps asking him and like whispering him, "Do you know Captain America?" And then he's like, can you lay spider eggs or something? Oh God. And then that, actually, as much as I enjoyed that aspect of him, the part that cracked me the hell up, and I think it was one of his first lines, is that we see this Lego figurine of the Emperor from Star Wars on Peter's shoulder. And this voice is, like, oh God, how do you say it? It's like, you will help, like he's trying to use the Force on him. He's like, you will help me construct my new Lego Death Star. And he turns, he's like, hey Ned. And I'm like, I would totally do the same thing. In that position, I would play with my figurine with my friend, like, you will help me build my new Lego set. And that to me was so relatable, and that's why it cracked me up so much.
Was there anything that you disliked about the film? You did give it a 4.
Yes, and one of the things, going along with what Amaris said, it was a tad long for me. Although, however, I was engaged throughout every minute of it. It always kept my interest. Not once did I start to lose interest or say, this is boring. The whole time I'm like, it was one of those kind of movies. The only thing that threw me off, and maybe I'm overthinking it,
Nope,
but the only
don't say
thing
it.
that threw me off was in the very beginning after the opening scene. There's this, I'm going to call it a pretty big time jump of 8 years later. And the reason that threw me off is because, last year when I saw Civil War, the character Vision has a line where he says something like, in the 8 years since Mr. Stark has made the world aware he was Iron Man, there have been numerous appearances of other enhanced individuals. And we said 8 years, I'm like, okay, well 2008 to 2016, that's 8 years, that makes sense. And then in this movie, there's a sudden 8-year time jump. So I don't know if they're supposed to be up to date or if it's supposed to be the year 2020 or something.
No, I think it was up to date.
It's up to date because even like where they were showing the compound,
Yeah,
that's leading into what was the other
Civil War.
Was it Civil War?
it was after Civil War, yeah. This movie takes place after Civil War.
Well,
It coincides with it.
Yeah, it basically takes part like a few days or like a week after the events of Civil War. This
Talking about the beginning of with the villains?
No.
Or when,
This actual timeline.
okay.
The previous
It runs side by
flashback
side to it.
is, I think, the first Avengers when the aliens first attacked New York.
Yeah, see,
then
and
it
that
jumps.
movie was in 2012, which is why...
Really?
Yes, which is why I'm like, 8 years after 2012, well, obviously that's 2020. That's what kind of threw me off. But you know what? I still enjoyed the movie, and I guess it just threw me off for a few minutes. And if that was the biggest thing that bothered me, then I'm grateful for that.
Right?
Yeah, because if that's the only thing that bothered me that kind of threw me off was a time jump, I can live with that. Other than that, it was a tad bit long, but what I felt like kind of made up for that amount of time was like all these really juicy teases as what we can expect from future Spider-Man and Marvel films.
Yeah.
Because they teased, since we're in the spoiler section, they teased the appearance of the Scorpion, or possibly even
Got one tattoo on his neck.
Yep, or possibly even the Sinister Six, and then like just teasing Spider-Man's role in future Avenger movies, both Infinity War and whatever may come from beyond. It was all very tantalizing stuff. I'm like, okay, I see the track they're going on. I like it. I can get on board for this. So yeah, I guess the only dislike really was just the time jump thing that threw me off. But other than that, really likes the movie. Yeah.
Julius, what's up? Likes and dislike. Like and dislike.
Like a lot of shit about this movie.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoy this movie.
So
It's hard
good.
to pick something.
Yeah.
Probably one of my little favorite bits, because I think it's hard to pinpoint like individual scenes, but there's a lot of like recurring bits in the movie that I really enjoyed. I love that the suit had like a default setting to straight murder people.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The red eyes.
Yeah.
Execution mode or whatever.
Like,
Yeah.
you want to go combat mode?
Instant kill.
Instant kill mode.
Yeah.
Activate. He's like, chill. And he's like, yo, chill.
Eyes with black, little red bead eyes.
I was like, yo, there's gonna. I was
I'm
like,
sure that's
like
a
the
comic
suit.
reference. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's
Yeah.
referring to something.
You're right. That cracked me up too, where he's
Yeah.
telling his suit to calm the hell down.
So there's like a lot of like funny little bits in the movie that I really enjoyed. That was one of the highlights. I would like to see in a future movie if like aliens come down and like something's attacking, and Iron Man's like insta kill mode. He's like insta kill mode, and he's able to like kind of run through some aliens that aren't like
Probably maybe in Infinity War.
Yeah,
against
that's
the
gonna be
Hulk.
kind of dope. If that's a
Excited.
thing. And then obviously, his relationship with his best friend, super funny.
Yeah.
Because I think everybody can relate to that. Like,
Yeah.
your best friend is like, yo,
Yeah.
what? Can I be your sidekick? Can I be the computer guy? And when
he
you
got to
finally
do it.
got to be the chair guy, when
Yes!
he bounces
Yeah,
back
he was made for
I was
this.
like, I'm here. I'm looking up the plans for this car. It's like, bro, just like,
Going back and forth.
between these two computers.
Yes.
And then he took the ultimate L.
Mm-hmm.
Teacher walked in.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing? Watching. Like the ultimate L. Like he's like, what explains this situation?
Yeah.
Then a teacher will be like, okay, I'm gonna leave you alone. That's not more. I love it.
Real quick, I'm just curious. Did anybody think that for 1 second we said the guy in the chair, it was a subtle reference to Xavier?
No.
Okay. For some reason I got that. He's like, it must have been the guy. I'm gonna be I thought of like, you're trying to be like X-Men, like where you're the guy who knows where
No,
everything's
no.
at or whatever.
I thought
Definitely
Blade was
someone
on the
like,
computer.
because like in a lot of superhero films and TV shows, because
Yes.
Arrow does this a lot. You've got.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to use Arrow as an
Yeah,
example.
Felicity.
You got Green Arrow. Yep, Green Arrow out in the field, and he's in constant touch with Felicity, who's basically his guy in the chair. And there are tons of other scenes from different superhero films that are like
that was all.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably like my favorite bits, like little comedic bits. But the whole movie is chock filled with like dope action scenes and stuff. Like you can't really pick one.
Good action.
And obviously because the other thing I really appreciate about the movie, and I'll move on, I'll keep it short, keep it sweet, is I appreciate that they didn't make a fucking 7th origin story.
Yeah.
Like they just kind of made the choice to be like,
because they already did it.
yes, and all of the origin story like information was just asked by his best friend. So how'd you get the power? I was bit by a spider. Is the spider still alive? Can I get powers too? And he's like, the spider's there.
Really good storytelling.
Right?
The
So
way they did storytelling.
Very quick. Like we know the story. Let's get past that.
Yep.
Let's grow the character.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Really enjoyed the movie. No complaints. I
Nothing you disliked?
not terribly. Like I kind of look for like cheesy bits and like kind of things that were illogical and that doesn't make sense. And they kind of did a really good job of keeping the movie kind of sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they put Donald Glover in it.
Yeah, surprise.
Okay.
Because he was supposed to play Spider-Man or something, right?
Was he?
Miles Morales.
No.
He was trying to.
Yeah.
He was trying to be Miles Morales.
Oh.
So I was like, they kind of were like, you're not going to be Spider-Man, but Shadow, we'll get you on the thing. So I appreciate that. But yeah, I love the movie. Go see it. Take your friends.
I have a quick question. Sorry, I have a really quick question. Maybe one of you can answer it. But for the longest time, before the movie came out, people were trying to figure out who the hell Donald Glover was playing, and then we finally figured out his name is Aaron Davis. And from what it is implied, is that he's just some street thug or like some low-time criminal, and he helps Spider-Man for like a second, or he like tips him off to where the Vulture is. But for some reason, everybody was getting super worked up. Who is Donald Glover playing? Nobody knows who Donald Glover is playing. And then we finally figured it out. I'm like, and because I don't know the comic book history, is Aaron Davis significant to Spider-Man
Could be.
somehow?
I mean, honestly,
does
could be.
anybody here know off the top of their
I
head?
don't know.
You don't know yet.
I wonder
But in the
that
comments
as
below,
well.
if you know who Aaron Davis is.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder as well because he's such a big, he's not huge, but like he's a notable person.
Or maybe it's because they thought, that Donald Glover, especially lately, is becoming such an up-and-coming star in TV and film. Maybe they thought he was going to be playing some shocking character reveal that's related to Marvel history or something. Or maybe he wasn't. Maybe they just didn't know who he was playing until now. But I was just honestly curious because I was wondering if there's any answer to like the question that everybody was asking: who is Donald Glover playing? But
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
Good.
Shout out to Hannibal Buress. He's funny as shit. I love Hannibal
He's
Buress.
like a teacher.
Yeah, he was like a bad PE teacher.
After 5 minutes after Peter left the room, he was like,
Hey man, come back here, man.
Yeah.
Why are you in here? Like you don't have so good.
Okay.
So, Rue.
Alright, so pretty much, I didn't really find anything that was wrong with the film. I love the fact that they explained the whole timeline for Civil War. I felt it all coincided with it to a certain degree, to where you have the intro of it. He, of course, defeats the hero and defeats the bad guys and everything, and then he ends up doing his own thing. I felt that, like, for me, I noticed from a single parent household, certain highlights of the movie, like Tony Stark, like he found out that his father got killed and everything, so it was a little bit more of a, okay, I want to make sure that I'm taking care of this kid, being the father figure. So that worked out to his favor to a sense, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, cool, you have babysitter mode on and all the other things that are protocols to help.
Baby cam or something like
wheels.
that.
You have it to help and protect Peter, but you don't give him access to Karen, who's going to help guide him through the different levels if you're not going to be there to support
That's a
them.
good
That's
point.
my theory.
He
Is,
dropped off the suit,
my theory is
but he
this
does a
though,
billion
right?
things.
Yeah.
Is Iron Man like I'm expecting and I'm hoping this kid is smart enough to
figure it out himself.
figure it out,
Yeah.
and be curious enough and have a mind, because Spider-Man is a genius, right?
Fair point.
To be like, I'm expecting him to not do what I say, because I need him to be like his own man, right? And so that's kind of the role that I saw. I was like, don't do this, kid, and he'll sit back and be like, I know exactly what you're doing, and I want to see if you're going to do it the right way. You know what I mean?
Good. That
I
I could
know
see.
that.
I could see
You
that.
know what I mean?
Possibly,
That's kind of the feel that I
No,
got
yeah,
from the
that's
relationship.
actually kind of what I picked up.
Good
You know,
theory. Yeah.
I didn't
Absolutely.
catch that from the story because he did seem kind of disappointed that Peter hacked. He didn't like harp on it, but he was like, okay, you hack into my whatever systems. So he didn't, to me, I didn't get a sense of him
You
being
didn't
like,
notice it.
good job, or you caught what. But now that you say it though, like I can see how, like when she's like, congratulations on graduating from your training wheels or whatever, how if, you know, I could see how that would kind of seem like, you know,
Yeah.
part of your training was to
figure
unlock
this out.
it, which I actually kind of like. I like that thought. That's cool.
So the only dislike really is probably the lack of accessibility to the suit at the beginning.
Yeah, like,
Or
honestly,
guidance.
yeah, it's more of the guidance of it because they just gave him and left him there. He's like trying to check in, like, hey, I'm ready for my next mission. Like, even if it's just, hey, come to the facility to train.
Yeah,
Cool.
that'd be cool.
Give me
Yeah.
some sort of support.
Mhm.
But since you're not, give him a friend to talk to in the suit.
I think you just wanted the suit to talk.
I
Like, you're thinking
appreciate
of your perspective. If I had the suit, I'm going to talk to some 4-year-old.
I appreciate the
No,
relationship.
but if you think about it though, like once he got active with it, it's like, wait, this is a part of
Yeah.
the suit that should normally
That's
be
true.
there.
It was his Miss Jarvis in a
Yeah.
way.
Why is
That's
why
pretty
is,
much what it was. Yeah.
Why is the suit so sassy?
Yeah, I like
Because
this a
Because
lot.
it's Tony likes sassy women.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
100%?
I think so.
Absolutely.
I think
Because I was like,
Is that a
why
character
does-
thing of him?
Friday.
Why does the suit have comedic timing?
Because there's Friday also.
I know, right? That AI is on point.
Yeah, I was like, this is your moment. Kiss her.
Okay, so
Like,
yeah, so with that said, I gave it a 4 out of 5, and the reason I gave it a 4 was because I got everything that I wanted from the movie, but I didn't get anything more in a sense. Like I'm gonna keep referring to right now as my perfect 5 is Get Out. Get Out surpassed my expectations. I was blown away. I was shook at the end of the movie or whatever.
Shook it.
Shook it. I was shook it.
Yeah, it's good.
But like with this one, I knew it was going to be a good movie. I just felt it. I've actually enjoyed the last iteration of Spider-Man because Andrew Garfield because it was kind of weird and it wasn't Tobey Maguire's or whatever. So I was like, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do Tobey Maguire. This was going to bring something different. And I got a taste of him in Civil War. So the thing that I would say that made it a 4 were actually just the fact that I wasn't like blown away by how great the movie was. I was expecting it to be great, which I guess in a way is kind of unfair. But I did want more Mary Jane. I'm not gonna lie because I thought I was given an image of I was presented something, and she literally probably had a paragraph of dialogue in this whole entire film, and that's me pushing it.
Fun dialogue.
It was fun.
Snap
Every
I was
time,
gonna say,
and that's the thing.
funny short dialogue, but it could have been more.
And that's why, like, you know, I wanted to kind of like me personally. This has nothing to do with the storytelling. The storytelling was on point. I was waiting for him to throw away the other girl like so quickly, only because I wanted more Mary. So it's my own personal preference. It didn't help. It wouldn't help the story if he got rid of her. But my own personal preference would have been more for her.
Yeah.
And
More of her and less of the other.
I was going to say, or is it writing genius that you guys both were like, I want more?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I know.
That's why I was like, I know that they're setting up for other movies to bring her out.
But then also one more thing that kind of like it didn't really irk me too bad or whatever, but it was kind of like a small little thing or whatever. But with Peter, his ditching, I feel like the consequence was so little for him to go to another city, be with that guy, and then not even show up. And I feel like the consequence for that wasn't heavy enough. And you know, disappearing and you know like. All Peter got was
even that mad at him. Like, I was
talking to.
I thought the
most
kids
anger,
were going to be more
the most
mad
anger
at him
he got was. I don't remember. I talked to the principal, I guess. I was probably...
No, Aunt May called him out.
Aunt May did
for
him out, but that's
showing
because she denied his calls, and she brought up the other stuff, but I'm like, there was in his personal life, there wasn't really a lot of, you know, So, but, you know, again, that's like a small thing, and I guess, like, it was just me, again, just nitpicking, or whatever. But outside of that, like, what I enjoyed, there's a lot of things I enjoyed about the movie, and I'm not going to go into each and every one, but I will say that this movie does provide, if you are a Spider-Man fan, and I can't even count all of them, I'm not the hugest Spider-Man fan, there are a lot of wonderful little Easter eggs in here to just kind of like enhance the experience for you. And the fact that, again, Marvel's paying attention to his history and it's kind of throwing things out there. Like, there was a scene where his love interest, who Liz, she's almost forgettable.
Liz, I think, yeah.
She was in the elevator, she's looking at him, he was hanging upside down, and
Yeah.
Karen was like, "This is your time." You should kiss her, and I'm like, the freaking Spider-Man kiss from
Yeah, so I thought
and I was like,
yeah.
"Oh my god, like good job, guys!" Like I love it. I love it. And then like even though in the comic book Civil War, Tony helps Spider-Man, gives him a certain suit. You never see it in Civil War, but in this one, you actually get to see the Tony suit in Civil War, even though it doesn't really play any part. It's more of like a trophy for him to like choose to join the Avengers. But the fact that they do all these little things they throw out there for the fans to kind of like enrich the experience, I think. That is what I love about Marvel films. You can jump in them if you don't know, and if you do know, you're in for a treat. And they kind of like it's just a pleasure to watch.
Well done. They've progressively gotten better at their storytelling.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very inspiring.
Absolutely. I would put this like right up there with like Avengers was my favorite, and this one's right up there with that. I don't know if it's top 6. I'm a big fan of like pulling different teams together, but this is good. This is good.
Really good.
I
can't wait to see what
there's so many things I want to say.
Yeah,
but
there's so many things.
It's just reiterating the same thing that you guys have already said.
There's a lot.
You guys should really check it out.
I mean, there's other like one thing. I was so glad that the bullying wasn't a huge part of it. Like there was a little bullying, just a little.
And everybody look out for he's Indian, right?
Yeah.
Indian Venom. Keep an eye out for that. If Flash Thompson becomes
Shout out to
Venom,
Marvel.
Oh, he's gonna become Venom?
I think he's gonna become
I don't know
Venom.
who his first
Flash
name
Thompson.
is. I don't-
Yeah, it's supposed to become Venom. So Venom's gonna be Indian.
Shout out to Marvel for being.
Are you when you say he's like in this Marvel Cinematic Universe? He's supposed to.
In the
be
I don't know that, but in the comic, Flash does.
Oh,
He becomes a Venom. Let me say that for all of you people that are out there, like about Eddie Brock.
Speaking,
he
I
becomes
think
a
they're
Venom.
making a Venom movie, and I heard that it was supposed to be
Tom Hardy, yes, and
Because-
I'm glad we're segueing into this because I just wanted to quickly throw this out there because it was one of those things where I started to light up, but then I realized as I looked closer, that's not him. But when we first meet, the first shot,
thought
I thought that was Tom Hardy too.
yeah, because I'm like, is that Tom Hardy? And then I instantly thought, is that supposed to be Eddie Brock? And then that's how excited
And then
I
the character
felt.
died.
They got you.
They played us. They played us. They
Yeah.
That
they
guy's
played
a good
us.
actor. Though. He's in a few other
Yeah,
things.
Yeah, no, he is. But then as I looked closer, I'm like, no, that's not. No, that's not.
looks
Tom
real
Hardy.
close to
just
him,
a
though.
lookalike. But at first, I thought if that was Tom Hardy, hell of an Easter egg, implying the future of like the Venom character. But that's supposed to be a separate solo spin-off film in next year or whatever. But anyway, it was just one of those moments where I started to get excited, but then this realization hits in. Oh wait, no, that's not him.
What I would like to see in the next film involving Spider-Man, whether it is just him appearing in the Ultron one or another sequel, I would love to see another Spider-Man standalone
Me
sequel.
too.
There will be.
Because I would just like, what I would really love to see, besides Mary J, and relationship progress or whatever,
Yes.
but now that Spider-Man has decided to turn down this internship or whatever, not being the Avengers, even though we know he's going to fall in eventually or whatever, it's like, what? There's just so much. Like, what story are you going to tell next?
Well,
are you going to jump into Venom next, or are you going to play with some of the other villains or whatever?
Because they're missing Green Goblin and his best friend Harry.
Yeah, and I thought that was interesting. There wasn't Harry. And on the side note, I thought it was interesting that not once. Huh?
Wasn't that like?
Oh, is that what they said?
Wasn't that during college?
Yeah, I thought he was older.
Oh, okay, cool. So Green Goblin's is well off. But okay, so here's Ultimate Universe is a different story. Never mind. Never mind. But one more thing I actually just thought about with the whole like names. I forgot. Did they actually say Uncle Ben?
Nope.
No.
That is a
Never
Spider-Man
came up.
first. Besides not doing an origin story, he didn't have a Spidey sense, which I think is what Karen's
They
supposed to
didn't do
represent now, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like she's pretty much a senses, and they never called her Mary.
Yeah, and they never
called her
said
Michelle.
Michelle.
And they didn't say
Michelle.
fucking.
And she didn't
with
even
great
say
responsibility comes great power.
No,
She didn't even say
I said that
her
backwards,
name.
by the way.
She never even said, my name is Mary Jane. She
No.
said MJ.
Well, they
She
called her
said
Michelle.
they called her Michelle. She
Yeah.
says my friends call me AJ, and I was just like MJ, and I'm just like interesting.
Yeah.
She's like, I bet you don't have any friends. She's like, shut
Interesting.
up.
Yeah.
She said, I didn't.
I didn't.
I liked her a lot. I wish
Yeah.
there was more of her, but I'm looking forward to whatever they do with the series next.
Yes.
Give me the next movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
If you want to, throw Spider-Man in Thor's new movie. I don't care.
Bring back Doc Ock.
No, they fucking. I'm gonna do some googling. They were fucking talking about like, oh, in this Stark plane, there's Spider-Man or Thor's like super belt and his new upgraded shield. I was like, hold up.
Yeah. Super. I was like, okay, I caught that.
That's
I caught
gotta
that.
be
And we'll move it on.
That's gotta be.
Don't leave me.
That's got to be an Infinity War reference or
I
something.
am so
to
looking
catch up on all
forward.
these other.
I have
Avengers.
access to all of them.
Well, maybe you should watch them.
I am
Oh,
down.
what's up? Let me get the access to film.
You guys ready for Thor Ragnarok? It's coming.
Yes.
Yes.
Black Panther's gonna be
Look,
the best
Black
Marvel
Panther,
film.
we can't even go.
We can't
talk
do
about
it.
this.
We can't do that right now.
It's
We
too
can't do
much.
that.
It's too much. You guys,
They
this
showed
has
the
been Review
trailer.
Friends. We are
you.
about to get Marvel turned up in this mess.
Okay,
Y'all not
and
ready
DC
for it.
turned up because low-key DC is catching their stride now. They're starting to catch their stride.
You're not ready for this, okay? You guys stay tuned here for more movie reviews, stuff like that. Be sure to leave a comment and a question. If you guys know who Donald
Aaron Davis.
Glover's character is, please let us know in the comments.
Please let us know if
And-
Aaron Davis.
Or any other Easter eggs that you caught when you saw the movie.
Yeah.
Let us know things that we missed.
Yep, you guys.
So other characters coming in.
Yes, it's gonna be it's
What's
gonna
the
be
name of
fun.
that actor who looks like Tom Hardy? Who gets
He's in a
juice?
bunch of things. I think
Logan
it's from
Marshall.
Shadows.
I was looking it up later.
I
Logan
need
Marshall
him to
Green.
get
Okay.
Logan
more
Marshall
shooting
Green.
in the face.
Was he in?
So
He's done a
And
lot.
let's
we are going
wrap
to
this up.
wrap
with
this
acting
up.
question.
We have our guest, Julius Pupples,
Rural.
the N word. I'm Zaylin,
And I'm Artis.
and thank you for watching LittleNerdyAX. We will see you later, Space Cowboy.
You got that one.
Always put your hand in my face.
Hi everybody.
Hello, thank you for watching our video, and if you enjoyed it, please remember to click the like button below and subscribe for more LittleNerdyAX action in the future. Also, don't forget to leave any comments and share it with your friends. We will see you next time. See you later, Space Cowboy.
Boom, you got that one.